DJ Brandeezy, keep looking for this one, baby.
Need you niggas to calm down. I'm pulling 16s off of the waist, stay in the palm now. Back to the Future is part 6. Check my resume, nigga, they all hit. Like a linebacker with a hard hit, knock a helmet off. On my mama niggas hella soft. Go to the precinct and tell it all. They ain't real at all. Got some young bulls that be with it all year round, summer, winter, fall. Boy, take it there, we can go today. A phone call off the throwaway, make them little problems go away. How you wanna do it, scrap? All my niggas got they texts at the same time, and I ain't talking group chats. Sour got me paranoid, even in the daytime. Shorty got an Android, still give me FaceTime. Had to take some time out just to get some playtime. Trapping in the city limits once we cross that state line. I had a 12 gauge back in 06. Used to stash it at Black Crib, use it as an ad-lib. Literally took it to the booth, niggas was shook. Cocked the shotty on the mic, then we put it on the hook. There's rules to the game, and I've been playing by the book. I still call my little brody stick for the jooks. Way back hitting licks with the skis in the past, dog. Cause in the future they might see us with our mask off. I don't do diss tracks, dog. My homies send shots through cars, not shots through bars. It's the last call, and I ain't talking alcohol. Shit'll get messier than sex with a ratchet bra. Never cuff a thought, fast break a hole, then I bounce, throw the alley-oop. Then I nickname a basketball's dub to the AX. Go hard or go home. I ain't even on my way yet, so this where I'ma stay at. It's over for the crib, but if the crib is in the booth, reapply my last line and you will see this what I do. Got guala in my eyesight, haters in my hindsight. Got such a clear view, I disregard the rear view. Niggas wanna test me, be careful what you ask for. Fuck around and put your whole career on fast forward. Some niggas real, some niggas act hard. Some niggas claim they ball until I jump and pin they shit up on the backboard. Your hardest, my softest, be cautious. Boy, I spit sick, back before you get nauseous. Advise you not to fuck with me, you don't gotta fuck with me. OGs, bad bitches, real niggas fuck with me. Huh? Huh? Back to the Future, nigga. Part 6, nigga. Boy.
what I've been through. How I roll in my weed just to see it all through. How the people was doubt me, now they trying to get a clue. Expecting my fashion when the sauce come through. Never peeped my mind because you worry about the shoes. Never hearing they lies cause you worry about the ride. Like, yeah, I know she fine, she got no heart inside. Asking questions to heaven, out here searching for blessings. Dropping ass to cash, trying to run up a credit score. The money show character, but y'all ignore it though. No chess, this poker. The life I was dealt, I gotta play it to the end. I give a fuck how they felt. From trust, love, to respect, we never gonna question that. Loyal to the lie, so we on the same quest. Come sit in my classroom, you can learn a few things. Like we create the money while we chasing these dreams. Like steady living a life that you actually see. Never be a copy cause the people out here be faking. And you are what you eat, so the people be faking. Clone bacon, cock and clone behavior. Looking to be saved by the one who's stressing you. This shit be the life. Like, yeah, I earn my stripes. Yeah, I shot my block, but I don't even own it. Like, yeah, I ride chrome with no high school education. Like, yeah, I'm a subject in my own land. A man with no plan. Survival of the fittest, but they forgot about the wit. Coming home strong, 22 women Smith. Like, too legit to quit. From rags to having shit. Popping these tags from Mustang with the rags. I can remember when I only had soap to wash my ass. 33 degrees, no heat with no gas. They rather smoke on weed than to sit with a warm ass. Lord knows. Lord knows. Lord knows. Lord knows.
Alrighty, peace, love, and law. Everybody can hear me loud and clear, as you should be able to. How y'all doing out there today? Everybody doing great?
Yes.
Y'all can hear me loud and clear, right?
Yes.
Alrighty, man. Welcome to In God We Trust Academy podcast today. And of course, today is our work session day. We in season 6. We in the third month now? So a lot of hours, a lot of time, a lot of things have been put in. A lot of people been doing a lot of work, as always. And we just thank for your participation and everything that you guys do to continue to make work sessions glow and keep going as we do, man. So it's always a beautiful thing to be able to do this and wake up and do what I love to do. You know, this is what I do on a daily basis. Wake up, read, study, teach, you know, and enjoy my family. And I'm just thankful that God has allowed me that time in my life to be able to do that, you know. And it's always, like I say, it's always a great thing to do, to see you guys advance yourself and continue to rise. It's a lot of you guys, I can remember when you first came in here, you studied over a few things, couldn't quite get your questions right about certain things, and now you can speak the language just as clear as day and operating within that faith and being able to obtain all the remedies that you are seeking. I think that is one of the most beautiful things that that has transpired here, right? And you know, it's just one of those things. This is a place to where we speak about the knowledge and the wisdom here dealing with the law, and there's no room for race or anything like that. It's everybody here to learn something to apply to themselves, their family, and just continue to grow. So again, we thank the Most High for that space. I got a few announcements to make with you guys, so let's make those announcements. If you're following us on TikTok, man, go to In God We Trust Academy and on YouTube. In God We Trust Academy on YouTube. You'll be able to see everything we're doing here on the screen. Otherwise, sorry, guys, they're just not letting me put what I want to put up on the screen on TikTok anymore for whatever reason. But you still get to hear us and under the sound of my voice as well. So, but let's talk about it. Debt liberation, beating collectors, discharging mortgages, and redeeming lawfully. You guys can go to my academy, which you should also see on the screen here, and In God We Trust Academy.teachable.com. And you'll be able to go there. It's literally, we got 12 different lessons going on here. It's $350. When you enroll, you have up to 30 days and access to all of this information. It's over 5 to 6 classes, come with ebooks, everything like that in that nature as well. And yes, you can do afterpay or anything like that, or a payment plan. It's on there as well. So just take your time, but at the same time, man, be meaningful in your court, getting your situation taken care of, and whatever that you are dealing with. It's a powerful course that teaches you how to beat third-party debt collectors, lawfully discharge debt without using money, and exit contracts through breach. You'll learn how to set off obligations, redeem debt using lawful methods, and expose how banks act as a debtors, not creditors, and discover how mortgages are prepaid through your promissory note and how to discharge them lawfully. And this is not about a theory. It's about real legal remedies rooted in contract law, equity, and commercial truth. So if you're ready to cancel debt and to protect your assets, etc., then guys, this was the class for you. And it's just a one-time purchase, so you can be able to get on there and exercise that for 30 straight days, right? And this does not end. The price expires on the 31st of July, so that is the last day of enrollment. Only 25 people can enroll into this. So if you're one of the 25 that wants to, go right ahead, but only limited at 25, just so we be clear about that. Also, June the 20th, which is literally, guys, we have 11 days. 11 days, and we're going to be doing the People's Private Bank. I've explained this to you guys the last, in the Declaration of Trust. If you guys were on here, were able to attend that as well. I explained to you everything about what that's about. So turn your goods and services into currency and build your own wealth system. And it's going to be on the 20th. You can do it in person or live stream. We're going to be at 2336 15th Avenue, South Seattle. The time is 10 a.m. Pacific time. The donation is $200 for live stream, $250 in person, and the deadline is actually the 16th to sign up. But again, we usually push it a little further, but that's just for right now because we will be traveling on the 17th. So, but yeah, I can't wait. We're gonna be there 10 days. So if you're in the area around that time or whatever, lock in with us, man. Have some good dinner with us, and I'm gonna be enjoying my family. So, like I say, hit us up. Also, we got the Trust Administration class coming up. This is July the 26th, okay? So July the 26th, 10 a.m. Central Time, we're going to be on Fort Walton Beach. That is about 15, 20 minutes away from Destin, Florida. So, yeah, we're going to be in Florida. Fort Walton Beach is where we'll be doing that class. Trust Administration, teaching you literally how to administrate the trust and protect all of your assets when it comes to the IRS. When it comes to any form of garnishments or anything like that, we're going to show you exactly what to do and how to always receive your remedy, okay? The live stream is $200. In person is $250. We're going to be at 99 Eglin Parkway, Suite 14. So, yeah, get at us, guys. Get at us. The last day to do that, to register, is the 25th for live stream and the 23rd if you're actually coming in person. Just want to make sure you got everything going. And then also after that, 2 weeks later, we're going to be in Houston. So we'll be in Houston August the 9th, teaching you guys about the hidden ledger. Literally is teaching you guys about fractional reserve banking and how you are to use your equity to receive your money for them using fractional reserve banking with your money, because that's what they do. You put $100 in, they can create $1,000 off of it. So you should be receiving something off of that in equity, but you got to learn how to move in trust, which is also an important thing. So we're going to be in Missouri City for that class at Maestro's Barber Academy. Shout out to our brother Robert Bishop for that. 2420 Cartwright Road. The live stream is $200. In person is $250. And again, go to InGodWeTrustAcademy.com to be able to get in that. We also have different services: traffic defense services, non-violent gun charge services, child support defense services, due process violation services, foreclosure defense, judicial and non-judicial services, debt collector and garnishment defense services as well. So you can go to InGodWeTrustAcademy.com to be able to check that out. So every Monday and Wednesday, this is where we're going to be. Mondays at 11 a.m. Central Time, Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Time, and this is where we have our work sessions. And we just go over different classes or teach you guys different things, different methods on how to handle your affairs, right? So be here. We're in season 6 right now. Been a long journey. And before I think we're gonna carry season 6 all the way through the summer, and then we'll pause for maybe a couple weeks, and then we'll jump right into season 7 after we get done with the class in August. So, real excited about that. If you want to stay in touch with us, guys, go to In God We Trust Academy on YouTube, also Facebook as well. And you can follow myself on Facebook, Eric Ingram Bay, and Grand Wazir _ MNRP on Instagram, on TikTok, MNRP6192020, or as you can see, Turban Swag. And also you can follow me at Twitch, In God We Trust Academy, no spaces. And always check out our website, ingodwetrustacademy.com. Raffle tickets giveaway. Do not forget about that. They are $10 each. We're giving away a 2026 Toyota Camry in February 21st, 2026. The location will be here in Huntsville, Alabama. It's going to be a pop-up shop. So any vendors who are interested in, locking in with us on that, man, y'all guys are more than welcome. If you do buy the tickets from me, you will receive credits to InGodWeTrustAcademy.com for your purchases of your different classes or ebooks or things like that as well. So do get at us on that. All right, so that is the end of our announcements. Other than that, though, y'all good in here? How y'all feeling? Let me know how y'all feel. Drop some ones out there if y'all feeling good on social media, and let me know how y'all feeling here with us in the work session.
Feeling great. Blessed to be here. Blessed to be with you.
Yes, always amazing. They say they feel well. I heard 2 people say they feeling good. I think that everybody else got a little something going on with them today. Y'all all right?
Now we're feeling good.
What you put down?
Feeling
Make
good.
sure y'all good, man.
Oh, great.
Y'all
Good.
good. I bet y'all like, dang, he sure got a lot of classes and conference going on back to back, man. Because I've been chilling since September, yo. And if you know us, we were somewhere every other month last year. So, and just after having the baby and everything like that, we've been chilling. And so now it's time to get back on the road. We taking her with us everywhere she goes. She gonna be with us. She gotta go. We can't sit no more. We ready to see y'all faces and enjoy life and the traveling and the work experience and networking, and that's what it's all about as well. So just being able to continue this great mission that we are on, which is to uplift the fallen in humanity. So other than that, though, man, I'm ready to get started. Today we're gonna pop off with a Q&A day, but we're gonna talk about certain different things. Y'all ask me some questions, then I'm gonna turn around and ask y'all some questions, because we've been teaching it here long enough to where y'all ought to know something. So we're going to find out what y'all know today, too. Y'all ain't going to just drill me on questions today. Y'all got that?
Ooh, yes.
Okay. All right.
Got it.
Don't make sure. All right. So let's hit this record button and let's jump this thing off for us today. All right, guys, welcome to In God We Trust Academy Work Session Season 6. As always, great to have you. Great to have God in the midst, as always, who has established everything that we have going on and the continuance of it. And may it perpetuate through our hearts and through our children and our posterity as time continues, because right now we are further waking up in consciousness and just continuing to thank God for the freedom of consciousness and being able to act on that. Freedom is not something that I think a lot of people don't understand truly what freedom is, but freedom is a state of mind first and foremost, and to be able to operate within that state of mind and apply within that state of mind, that is freedom alone. No matter how you look at it, if someone decides their fate to be in full form of liberation and to die for that liberation, then hey, that was their freedom. To where a lot of people will never reach that type of freedom because they're scared. And we see it all the time. And that's the reason why we teach here what we teach, is to help you liberate your mind and set yourself free and understand that, what we don't apply today, we leave to our children, and we can't leave them to the things that we were responsible in taking care of ourselves. So now that you know, you have to take care of it. You're held accountable for it yourself. Ignorance of the law is inexcusable. So that means all men all man, meaning man and woman, must know and learn the law and fully operate and apply within the law. And the first and the highest law is the natural law. It is God's law, and that order is first. So we must fully operate within it, and every other law is subject unto it. And you have to have that understanding. If you don't, then that means that you are just turning away and you are sinning against the word of God. All right. So let's make sure that we fix ourselves and get back in line, right? So thank God for freedom of consciousness and being able to act on that as well. Everything that you guys hear from this point on is for educational religious purposes only. So anybody seeking any form of legal advice, please do seek a legal advisor. As it is my religious duty to speak my religious truth and experiences here with you guys today. So with that being said, we talking money today. We talking rights today. We talking status today. We talking all of that. So let's talk about it today. Okay? Let's talk about it. What kind of questions do y'all got for me first? Do we got some testimonies first before we get started? Any testimonies? Testimonies. Oh, yeah. Ricardo, you got a testimony for us. You tried to drop it on us the other day. Go ahead, though.
Yeah. Hey, blessings, man. Peace, love, light, and equity. Thank you, man. I appreciate you every time. I was able to win thanks to you guys, thanks to you, man. And you was able to take your defense course and then took your master in lawsuit class. And I got pulled over maybe about 3 months ago, got 4 tickets for not presenting my ID and just basically giving them a hard time of what they say it was a hard time, and got those 4 tickets dismissed. Now I'm going after the lieutenant, the one that actually did the whole 9 yards. I asked for a superior officer thinking that he would be able to work with me, and he wasn't having it. He came 12 deep, ready to, strong arm me. So I just let it happen. Oh no, you said it yourself. First things first, just make it home, and then after that, you can maneuver from there on out. So as soon as I got home, I started writing everything that happened down to me, and I did a whole lawsuit of what, from my understanding, would be a lawsuit, and then helped ChatGPT. Did your classes that really amped up my stuff, man, like heavyweight. And then I filed it last week, but I had to amend it, and I amended it today so that way I could include the parts that we just learned recently that you helped me put in the car in the church's name, moving the vehicle inside the trust, right? So I did that, and then I amended the lawsuit to be able to reflect all of that. See, and now I gotta reserve him. So I'm gonna reserve him this week. Hopefully, get it in, reserve the city, and take it from there, step by step, little by little, But I appreciate you. You are the man. You are God sent, man. And I appreciate
absolutely.
you.
Glad to hear that. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you. Could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I sound a little distorted on my end, though.
Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear the distortion.
You can hear the distortion now?
Yeah, cuts off a little bit, but
hold on. What about now?
I got you there. That came out clear.
All right. It's still a little bit on my end.
Yeah, I can still hear a little bit. Yeah, you're right.
So y'all just give me a second. Let me do something. in a little minute. But other than that, you guys can hear me, right? I think I'm still just, I don't know. I don't like it though. It's too, can y'all hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
All right. I don't know. Maybe we can make it through this. I don't think I like the background noise. But anyway, for some reason it put a little echo in it. And I don't like it. But somebody said you can't hear you at all now. All right. Well, they said they can't hear. Can y'all hear me on Facebook and all of that? What it sound like? Let me see what it sound like for myself. So I know where I'm at with it.
I hear you on Facebook.
Oh, so it's just on my end. I'll take care of that. Y'all good then. Y'all ain't hearing what I'm hearing. It sounds crazy in my ear, but I can take it just for you guys today. All right, so again, man, just congratulations on that and everything that you did to make that happen. It always looks bad from the beginning, don't it?
It's scary, man. It's
You know what I
scary.
mean?
Yeah, it's so scary.
It
But
always
once you,
looks bad from the beginning, just to see them take your car, try to arrest you, give you 4 tickets and 12 police cars pull up and all of that type of stuff. And then if you got it on the internet, somebody scream out, see, that's what happens when you're doing sovereign citizen and all of that other crap. And next thing you know, you beat every case and nobody has anything else to say. Because
yeah,
people only got something to say during the time of your troubles. They're not here to celebrate with you, to see you, you know, go through everything and perseverance and still succeed. And I know what that's like too as well. So congratulations to you on that. Stay in your due diligence. And since they dismissed everything, then it automatically leaves it to malicious prosecution because it was never supposed to take your time and take you to a court in the first place. If they don't have enough evidence or whatever the case may be, for whatever reason, they might even get rid of a case. My whole entire point is it's no point of the prosecutor even having you come to court in the first place, which is why they know it's maliciously done. So that gives you the right to sue for malicious prosecution. So again, congratulations and thanks to the Most High for you and your due diligence as well.
amen. You know that the only question that I wanted to ask was the fee schedule, right? I backdated it as well, just in case, and I placed it into the trust as well. But do I have to register that or just keep it inside my file? The fee schedule.
The fee schedule is private. That's yours. It's just no difference than you having a price for something that when somebody wants to come in and shop at your store or something, it's yours.
Got it. Thank you.
See, they enter into an implied contract with you when they go into doing certain things like that. So that's what that means.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
All righty. Anybody else got a testimony? If you do, speak. All right. Nobody else has a testimony? Then we'll jump on into the questions. So let's get started. Let's see what kind of questions. Y'all try to be clear on your questions. I'm going to kind of repeat your questions back so that those on other platforms can, understand what's going on instead of just hearing me talk. So let's go. What y'all got for me? Get your hands up. Go ahead, Farmer Dave. What's up, brother?
Big dog, man. I appreciate you for existence, man. Everything. So I've sat around with my trust for a while now and done nothing with it. And I just took your recent class. And when I took your class, I made my first amendment, which was pretty much putting my trust under the Article 1, Section 10. then I got the recording, and this morning I finished my recording, kind of listening to everybody. And man, I don't know, the day has been awesome. So now I'm in the process of making my second amendment, which is to make my faith-based ministry pretty much my sole beneficiary of my existing living trust. I was trying to figure out how to connect the dots, but just kind of listening to you and then just not overthinking it just allowed me to do some things. And for the first time, I got on Chat GPT. And I don't know, man, the connection after I started getting the right questions in there today, it just started running. It started running, man. And I'm sitting here looking at this paperwork, and I thought I was about to have to kind of change some stuff up possibly, but seeing that, like you say, it's all in the way you word the things you word or what you say. So, man, I appreciate all the free gems, man. This was the first class I paid for back then. But to think, last October, man, I did a consultation. It was Get Your PMA. And I want to say she told me to create the PMA would have been like $2,500 for me. And I didn't have that then. And I've just kind of sit here and did my work. And 2025 has just been a year, man. I ran into you in the beginning of the year. And I don't know, man. I'm like I said, I'm picking up what you're putting down, man, and keep going, man. I appreciate you. Blessings to everybody here. And man, that's it.
Absolutely. When it comes, especially when it comes to making your ministry the beneficiary of your trust. I mean, it's easy to do that way, and then I like to do it that way to keep it as a broad perspective, because like what they go to looking for is for for an individual to be receiving something as a beneficiary, so they can try to tax it. You see what I'm saying? But when you make the ministry itself, it's kind of broad, so they can't direct it to one individual as owning or having right to taxation. And then anything that's being used for religious purposes is automatically tax exempt too. So that right there changes a lot for you. And, and always remember you're one of the people of the ministry as well. So, from that point on, you could literally write it out for the benefit or the compensation for your volunteering or contribution or whatever the case may be, and just transfer it, keep going from there. But it makes it way more simpler and easier to operate within. I'm actually going to get ready to do, because we did Building the Kingdom, showing you guys how to do a 508. I'm actually going to do another one of those as well to those who we're going to do like a part 2 to it, and showing everyone how to not even just put it together, but just how to administrate from it as well. I think that's what a lot of people run into. And they pay, like you said, all of that money, and they say, hey, here's your trust, or here's your 508, or here's whatever. And they don't tell you nothing about the administration process of it and the protection of it, and making sure there's good record keeping of everything. Because if you don't, what happens is now it leads, for presumptions. And that's the thing about, like, when it comes to commerce law and all of this stuff, right? Everything needs to be disclosed. So there is never any presumption, ever. You see what I'm saying? So, and I don't mean that you have to go put everything that you have on trust in a trust, et cetera, on the record. No, but when it's time to show it, you have it in your own records and able to present it as facts and evidence. And then now there's no presumptions that can be made about what is what, how things are being dealt with. And that's what you really want. And if you can't really receive that or get that, then that's where, like I say, all of the confusion comes in at. And, people think that just because they UCC and all of this type of stuff, like that doesn't do anything, y'all. And you can say you got constitutional rights and all of that, but if you don't know how to assert it, you ain't got nothing. That's real. You can have food in your refrigerator, but if you can't cook it, bro, you're not eating unless you're going to eat some raw food. Like, that's on you. But, hey, good luck to your stomach in that toilet, because it ain't going to be nice. You feel me? There's consequences behind it, and that's just being real. And so, yeah, man, just keep going. Don't stop. And remember, there's no right or wrong way. It's what you want. It's how you want to set it up. It's how you're setting everything up for your posterity and your ministry and everything like that. Nobody can take that away from you because every man has the right to decide for themselves what is sacred to themselves. What might be sacred to you might not be sacred to me, and so on. So nobody can never make that decision, right? So keep going for sure.
All right. So I had two questions for you, but while I was doing the chat GPT thing, one of my questions was answered because I started a forum here on the property
Okay.
and I was trying to, it was a for-profit forum, but when I was pretty much to my understanding now, I'm just going to dissolve that, which I got that. My question, I guess, would be, I have a VA loan.
You got a VA loan.
Correct. To my understanding, it can't be at the time with the RFL, well, with my main living trust, I can't place that loan into a irrevocable trust. So I made it a revocable trust. So my
Well,
question was just
see,
kind of
the
based
thing
off
is
of
this.
that.
So that based upon the contract that you have with them, they said you can't put it in a irrevocable.
Well, I just kind of saw that on their website. I'm
Okay,
in the
so
process of
if
getting
that's
ready to
part
talk.
of it, that's cool. But at the end of the day,
Okay.
like it's just you still can make that irrevocable trust the beneficiary of it, regardless.
Gotcha. Okay. Too easy, too easy. Well, I appreciate your time, man. Thank you.
Oh yeah, no problem. All right, guys. So here's my question to you guys. Under the control test, okay, matter of fact, how do you pass the control test when it comes to your trust? That's my question. How do you pass the control test when it comes to your trust? You want to go first, Ricardo?
I would have to say know when to wear which hat, but when to be the trustee, when to be the beneficiary is basically how you pass the test.
Okay, that's one answer. Somebody else stated having a foreign trust. Uh, having a foreign trust. You can have a foreign trust and still have the U.S. citizen as the beneficiary, or you can have a grantor's foreign trust and that U.S. citizen is the grantor and still fail. So, Richard Jean, what's up? What's your answer?
Oh, brother, I was just about to say you can't have the U.S. citizen, the trustee or beneficiary of the trust.
It could be the trustee, but it cannot be the grantor, or like it can't be a grantor's trust and it can't be a beneficiary, because if it is, that's where the situation happens to where it can be taxed because it's still showing that it has rights and interests in that. So it will fail the control test. Or if it's stated that a specific governing law in that particular trust and that state has the right to govern it. But you're right on point though.
Yeah, appreciate you.
All right. Let's see here. Destiny, you got a question or what's up?
I was just going to say structure, wording, and intent.
That does matters. That is absolutely. But the main thing about the control test is the U.S. citizen within itself. So that's why I say if you do a revocable trust and that, your straw or whatever that is granting into it, it still has rights and interests into it, then guess what? They can tax it all day long. All right, because you're still saying and claiming rights and ownership and interest into it. Or if you were the beneficiary receiving some form of disbursements or things of that nature as well. So that is what will compel the control test. Those three things alone. All right. So when it comes to, let's see, who else we got? Now I'm gonna take a question for y'all. What's y'all question? Somebody else got a question? Don't be scared. Now is the time. Boy, y'all got okay. Well, y'all ain't got no questions. Y'all got all the answers. Then bet then. So all right. So here's my question then. All right. Um, give me when it comes to arbitration, and the arbitration clause is within these particular contracts. Okay. And these contracts, let's say that they literally take you to court without fulfilling the arbitration. My question to you is, what would you do? What would you say in court? And I want to know by procedure.
I would automatically say that they violated due process because if they
But
set the terms and agreement to go through arbitration first, they cannot skip that and go straight to court. So
yeah,
they already violated the terms and conditions and now it's void. And I can do a counter offer and set my
so
own
you would
terms and
say they
agreement from the
did
beginning.
violation in due process. So
Mhm.
now, but what is the procedure for that?
If I'm in court, I would request for them to go ahead and dismiss with record with I get confused on that one, but I still want to have right to bring up claim further for myself. I can't remember which one it is, and then I can counterclaim it.
All right. Uh, Tiff Doe, great answer. All right, Sade, what you got for us?
I would file a motion to dismiss due to breach of contract. Well, excuse me, due to arbit, mandatory arbitration. Then when it went back, if we went to arbitration, I would let them know that they breached the contract because they took me into litigation before they came to arbitration.
All right, so you can dismiss for motion to dismiss for breach of contract, but also motion to dismiss for what else?
Mandatory arbitration, correct?
You can do that, but what else? Still got something else.
Lack of due process.
Yeah, that too. Which means all these words y'all saying leads to one thing.
Breach of
There
contract.
you go. Who said it?
Just jurisdiction?
Yes, lack of
Yeah, it's
jurisdiction.
jurisdiction.
There is no jurisdiction for the court here to have because under Article 1, Section 10 says the state cannot create laws impairing the obligation of contract. And the contract stated this needs to go to arbitration. So now they lack jurisdiction. They have no right to hear this particular matter. Nor did the one bringing the matter have the delegation of authority to bring it within the court. That means now they lack jurisdiction. There is a breach of contract, and yes, you can do a motion to arbitration and also a motion to a counterclaim. All right. So great answers from all of y'all. So someone said, can you make an affiliation without a SSN? I mean, like this is the thing. The only way you're going to identify uh, within yourself or any other entity that you're operating within the United States is going to be through a fictional character. So whether it's a SSN or EIN or whatever the case may be, it has to be done through that way. All right. Somebody said they can file an injunction with the trust being the third party. Well, that just depends on if the trust has rights or interests in that particular matter as well. Okay. Lee Milner, we have not had that class. That class is not going to be till August the 9th. It's called Hidden Ledgers. All right. Now, let me get a question from y'all. What y'all got for me? Vacay Mentality, you got a question? Or you can give the group a question. You want to give a group a question?
My bad. I probably pressed it because I don't. I'm caught off guard, but I did want you to repeat, if you could, what um what makes the trust I forgot what the word was. I'm sorry. But you mentioned that like if he had made the irrevocable trust the beneficiary of the revocable trust, and then it was one other thing.
What do you mean? I'm trying to understand the question.
Um Someone had asked a question earlier, and
Farmer Dave.
yeah, about like what about what would make the trust pass the test, like as far as the iris or
Well, I
anything.
mean, it's just a control test, and it's literally like, first of all, everybody need to know one thing and one thing only: all U.S. citizens are responsible for the debt of the United States of America. That's one thing that you need to know. So that means that if the U.S. citizen owns anything, it can be taxed. Now, people always think debt has to do with money. Debt also has to do with duty and obligation. So there's a debt duty to pay taxes. There's an obligation to pay taxes. Okay?
Hmm.
So now, like I said, it's okay for the grantor to be the all caps or straw man or however you want to look at it, but it does not need to own it. So, like, if you giving something to the trust to hold something for you where you still have rights and interests in it, it's going to be taxed. But if you give something to the trust and you're letting the trust have it and own it, then they can't tax it because the trust owns it. Even if you had beneficial interest to use it but never own it, now we
Okay.
will fully pass the control test.
Okay. I got it. Sorry about that. I didn't know. I didn't realize I had raised my hand. I was,
Oh no, you good, you good. We just having a convo here.
okay. Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Jenny, you got a question for us? Gonna make me speak in my Forrest Gump voice, Jenny.
Did you say Jeannie?
Yeah, you got a question for us?
I do have a question. I've been working on some cases in the background for the past 2 years.
Are
And
you
I've been
talking to
following.
us?
Yeah.
Well, you need to
Can
come
you
up a
hear
little
me?
bit closer to the mic.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. I guess
You sound like you were in the
I had it
bathroom.
on a speaker so I could hear it better because my phone has a low volume. I
All right,
took it
we
off
can hear you.
speaker.
Go
Can you hear
ahead.
me better?
Yeah, loud and
Okay.
clear.
Um, I have been working on a couple of cases behind the scenes for the past few years since I've been following you, and have about April 1st, exactly April 1st, I got arrested because I had warrants out for both of them. And I spent 9 days in jail. First for the local police officer department who picked me up on a local traffic thing that had gotten so old that it had a warrant attached to it. So the local police picked me up, and then there was a warrant in another state from 2020. So they held me for extradition to the other state. So that's why it ended up being 9 days, but they didn't end up extraditing me. Anyway, in the meantime, the one that's from 2020 is a paraphernalia and marijuana, and I don't want that on my record as a nurse. So I've been fighting it. The first time I went to court, I spoke a Latin phrase saying that they didn't have any jurisdiction over me because I was a living woman. And anyway, they threw me out of court, and immediately um, they put out a warrant.
Right,
Um,
because
and
they're gonna put out a warrant for you like that.
yeah. So that warrant's been hanging out for a few years, and this year I just really started hammering away at sending them stuff based on things I've been learning in your class. And the most recent one I sent was the motion or notice of special appearance and motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction, after having sent a bunch of things talking about jurisdiction and my religious rights and stuff like that. Anyway, my court dates are tomorrow and Wednesday for these two different states. And since I've sent them the special appearance and motion to dismiss, I feel like I've said what I said, and that's what I meant, and that I don't need to show up to court
Yeah, and then you're
for
gonna
these
get
two
it.
things.
You're gonna get another warrant if you do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. If you don't show
Um,
up, you're gonna get a warrant. That's a fact. I promise.
it's such a hardship to go, and also, you know, it's like 3.5 hours away for the first one. I don't have a car, so it's gonna probably be. I mean, I've
So
already
you did
priced
a
it.
motion to dismiss. You said they were 3 warrants. I'm just trying to catch everybody up to just kind of
Well,
listen. So you
okay.
had warrants. You went to jail. They held you for 9 days. It's paraphernalia, some marijuana, stuff like that. And basically, you want this to go away. So you filed some motions in, and now you feel like those motions should take care of itself, and you shouldn't have to go to court. Well, here's the
I
thing.
also. Oh,
Listen,
I'm sorry.
because I want to
I
know
wanted to make sure you.
what did you motion for?
I mean, I sent what I had recently seen from something that you had written. I mean, honestly, I've been motioning a lot of different things.
See, and that's gonna
But
mess you up. You shouldn't have to motion number one time. You don't have to do 1,000 motions. But my question is this: like, what did you say? Like, what was your motion about?
I mean, it was about declaration of status and right to travel. I
None
mean,
of
like
that.
literally.
You're gonna lose.
Okay, hold on.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta keep it technical, not about all this other stuff in relations to theory. The main thing that you need to understand is they broke this violation of due process of law. Did anybody have a warrant at hand, in their hand, signed by the judge who and they, because here's the thing, the judge will literally sign an actual warrant, and it's related to the specific officer that has to carry out the warrant too. That's another thing. So my point is this: did any one of these people have the warrant stating that from the particular judge telling them as that particular officer to make the arrest? Did they have it in their hand?
No.
Did you request it?
I did once I got to the police station.
You should have did that very first thing was requested. So, what should your motions be about if there was no warrant present to show you at any given time? What should it be about?
A violation of due process.
Violation of due process, right? Which violates what law does it violate?
Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness.
I mean that, but at the same time, let's be direct. What did it violate?
I mean, it violated my
The
rights.
Fourth Amendment. You gotta know. You gotta know this. You gotta know it violated the Fourth Amendment for you. There was no warrant present on the scene upon request ever. I don't care if they're going to extradite you. If they extradite you and that other individual show up to serve a warrant and they don't got the warrant in their hand, it's a violation of due process of law. Still, it don't change anything. So you have to understand on exactly what needs to be done. If you're going to do a motion, then that motion needs to be, number one, we want to make sure that we dismiss it for whatever reason. That's the first point that you want to do. And if they say they deny the motion, okay, now we're going to do a motion for production, because now we need them to produce everything, right? Now they got body cameras, so now they got to show that they had the warrant on the scene when they came to pick you up. Just because it said there's a warrant out for your arrest on a freaking computer does not it does not clear the record for you to the extent of them actually having a warrant in their hand upon request at present. It's just like if they go to someone's house right now, they got to have a warrant in their hand up on request, ready to show that there's a warrant to enter the premises. All right. Same thing with you. Anytime it comes with a right, it's or taking someone's personal property, body, and all of that type of stuff, that has to be present. So all this other stuff that you're talking about, really, like you talking about political status. Here's the thing: when it comes to political status, you're standing in your right of political status when you assert a right. You can put, like I said, you can put it on the record all day. It don't mean nothing if you get in this courtroom and you can't assert due process. Use the rule of law against them. And here's the thing, we all live by it. Anybody mouth will say anything. What they actions say and do. Because that's what they go by. So, yeah, you do need to make sure. If anything, the best thing to do is ask for, see, communication is also the number one thing. Ask them, do they do Zoom calls? If they say yes, say, okay, that would be better for me due to the state of traveling. Or let them know that, okay, right now it's not the best time for me to make this long travel to you guys. Can we do a continuance on this matter so that I can make and be prepared for a specific date, whatever the case may be? But just telling them, just sending something in and not showing up, another warrant is going to go out. So use the discovery tools, use the rule of law at your hand. And think about discovery. We can discover anything. We can ask, we can see, and that's why I say I like to ask motions about when it comes to the relations of the court, like they tickets. Is it somehow, if they give you, like the brother got 4 tickets, does those 4 tickets end up serving as payment or revenue into the city or the county or whatever? And it does. So now that means now this takes away what you call impartial judicial, right? Because now you got somebody giving you the ticket, then you got them prosecuting you and benefiting all at the same time. That's not impartial justice, right?
Right.
So these are the things that you got to truly understand and learn how to attack, especially when there's a bench trial. Because they're all benefiting from it in some shape, form, or fashion. It ends up paying their salary. So now all you need to do is assert the right on the record. It doesn't matter what they say or do. Make sure you always assert the right on the record and have it ready and prepared just in case you got to appeal. Most of the time, when they know that you asserted everything on the record and they're going to lose in the appeal, and guess what? Judges don't like to be appealed and lose on an appeal for real. They don't like that. So they'll make sure and tell the prosecutor, hey, you need to let this go. And then next thing you know, it'll say failure to prosecute. So lack of evidence failure to prosecute for lack of evidence. Right? It's done. They'll get it out the way, right?
When you go into court and they call the name of the entity, how do you first introduce yourself? Because I've done it several ways, but if I'm wanting to
you can
talk
introduce
about
yourself however you want to. The thing that matters is the rule of law. I'm just being straight up with you. It's about the rule of law. Exercise it. You can go in there and say, hey, I'm here by special appearance here on behalf of, and then they'll play this game with you. Well, if you're here on behalf of this, then where are they? They're not in court? Then I didn't see them to where people say, oh, so this is not you? And they'll be like, nah, this ain't me. I'm such and such. Okay, you have a nice day. And then next thing you know, right when you walk out that court, you got a warrant.
I mean, that's literally what happened the first
Right.
time.
It was a setup. You set it up and fell for it when all you had to do was just use the law. See, the people are going to assert their rights by one, protecting the actual right that they have using the actual contract. What contract are we speaking of?
Constitution.
Constitution, which is also a what? Trust. So if they are the public service who took an oath to operate the trust, and then you start asserting those rights using, number one, the rules and procedures of the court and using it with law, then guess what they have to do? They got to obey it. It's just that simple. But when you go outside of that and you start doing all this other stuff that you see on these little YouTubes and all of that stuff, and I'm just telling you because I done been there. I done went in there and said all kind of crazy shit, and they looked at me like, what the you talking about? And then I started motioning and started doing stuff that way and using the court's rules and procedure and all of that. Next thing I know, case dismissed, case dismissed, case dismissed, case dismissed. Like, y'all just literally watched me in December 16th. Everything just got, like, I pulled over, took my truck, all this type of stuff. I didn't care. Like, okay. They tried to tell me what I'm doing is sovereign citizen stuff, and I'm going to lose, and guess what? Beat every last one of them. Because I use the law. That's how you have to approach it. If they don't have this type of control that you're saying, then prove it by law, just by asserting your right. Because the way they don't have a control is because, one, they violated due process. They now no longer have control. They now lack jurisdiction. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Now they know you are the people because you're the one that's actually asserting the right. That's what matters the most. Don't let people trick you into all this other stuff, right? Because you don't have to. When you start going in there and they know that you know how to make a motion for production or discovery and all of that type of stuff, like I knew I was going to win my case because when I did a motion for production, guess what? They ain't give me shit. They ain't give me nothing. I knew I was going to win it. Had they sent me something, that means they want to try to fight it. But guess what? They didn't send me anything. So I knew eventually they just want to see if I'm going to keep showing up. And as long as I show up, guess what it ended up being? Case dismissed. Lack of evidence. Failure prosecution. Simple. We up out the door. That's how it's going to be, though. But when you start doing all this other stuff, then here we go. Somebody said, I asked for a discovery, and the prosecutor told me they didn't have to produce anything because it's municipal and for a ticket. That's a lie. You always got to show evidence. If there's no evidence and they don't give you a way to rule a fight for yourself by the evidence that they have, then the case needs to be dismissed. It's failure to provide evidence. Failure to state a claim on which relief can be granted, as they always tell us, right? Same situation. Don't let them get away with that. But yes, you just need to learn to communicate. Make a motion for a continuance based upon, okay, it's a 3-hour drive. I can't make it at this time. I don't have whatever. I'm not saying I can't. I'm not saying I'm not coming to court. I don't have the ability to make it to court. See, that's two different things. Now they can't hold you in what? Contempt. See, the only way you get a warrant is because you had willful intent not to come. Mm-hmm. Now, when you show that something happened or this takes place or you just didn't have the ability to make or whatever the case may be, that changes everything. Got it?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. You can do it. You can do it. Did you not take the
Thank you for your encouragement.
Did you take the master in lawsuit class or the defend and conquer?
I know I missed those classes just from funds, but it's definitely on my list of things to take because I want to follow up, you know,
All right. So
after this.
soon I'm about to place it on my academy class so you guys can go in there and learn fully about that. So I don't know, I might get that done this week before this week over with. And I'll blast it out so you can go in there and take that class. So but it'll be worth it for sure. Or matter of fact, well we also did it in yeah, we did it at the beginning of the work sessions this time too, didn't we? Yeah. So I mean, this is one of the main things, go guys. The rule of law, and by all anything else, just sit down in the state that you are in or dealing with, and go read the actual court procedures and the rule of law. Once you do that, implement everything that's in there, and it's all in your hands to do so. All right. What's up, Isaiah?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, man. How's the newbie in the family?
Oh man, I'm tired.
Ah,
Every 2 hours.
I'm so glad I'm past that stage, boy.
uh, I know she was a month old yesterday, so she's doing good though.
Ah, that's what's up. That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. So, what's your question
Yes,
for
sir.
us?
Time is flying. So, it's a tax question. Um, the state sent me. They want to see my W-2s, my 1099s. I'm guessing it's an audit. Um, should I send them my UCC one letter of intent as well with all that information that they want
It's an audit for what now?
for the state? Just from the state taxes.
Okay, so they trying to audit you?
Yeah, so I filed for the credit card stuff.
Right.
I ended up filing the OID and the 1099-C. I think I did the A2, but the our tax preparer person submitted those with our return. Um, and then I was gonna put another form with it. It's like a 980 something form. I can't remember the exact number. I was gonna submit that with it. Should I do that letter of intent with the UCC one letter of intent and all that?
So I'm saying that the state is trying to audit you for what reason?
I mean, I've been fighting my 2020 taxes, but they say that I still owe. I guess they want to see that. I'm assuming it's the 1099-Cs that they'd want to see.
Right. Well, I mean, as
They
long as you
didn't.
can show proof of cancellation of debt, which also follow as a form of income that can be reported, but that also can be deductible as
Right.
well. So you can literally, deduct that as well. But my whole entire point when it comes to those type of things, and I know we are in 2025, but don't ever, and this is for anybody in future purposes, own nothing but control everything. If you don't make money and the trust makes money and the trust uses the money for religious purposes or whatever form of foundation or whatever the reason the trust is for, then there's no taxation here to be paid.
Right.
That goes back to saying no taxation without representation as
Hmm.
well. So I mean, as for me, whatever form of evidence that you need to prove, what you're trying to prove, then yeah, use that to
Okay.
make your proof.
I got you. I appreciate it, bro.
All right. Somebody said, let's see, somebody before that said, what if we're held in contempt in handcuffs until after everyone left and then didn't let you restrict your signature and threaten you with jail time if didn't plead guilty or not guilty, which saying that you're in contempt of court, disorderly conduct, charged for no reason against my 20-year-old son. They have to have a actual charge, a reason. But here's the thing. They were held in contempt in handcuffs until everyone left. So what was the contempt? That's what we have to know. But even then, remember, you can always sign under duress or coercion. And then if there's any witnesses there, then you also get to say. And then also, they can't tell you how to sign anything because now that goes back to Article 1, Section 10. You have the right to sign any way you choose to sign. It's totally up to you. So don't let them take that away from you as well.
They tried to restrict me when I got the 4 tickets and they want I signed in that manner, authorized representative without recourse 1-308 and without prejudice, and I put all of that on my signature. They didn't want to let me out, but I told them, I was like, that's the only signature you getting, and if you want to leave me in here for a week, man, I'm gonna stay here. That's the only one you're gonna receive from me. And they took it. They had to take it.
They
You know
gotta
what I mean?
take it though.
Yeah, they
There's
got
no
it.
reason for them not to. They have to take it. It's just you reserving all of your rights as well.
Yeah.
So somebody
Wouldn't that
said,
be
I
an interference of
tried.
contracting too?
What did you say?
So wouldn't that be an interference of contract?
Yeah,
And they're not allowed to do that.
they can't do that. See, they can't create a law impairing any form of obligations dealing with a contract. That even comes down to your signature. They can't tell you how to sign something, right? So if it's not, and all you got to do is say, hey, it's not stated on this particular contract that you're offering me here that I have to have a particular way to sign. Simple. I mean, for real. So somebody said, I tried what she was going to do. I filed motions and said I wasn't going to appear. They put a warrant out, of course. Arrested me and didn't show me a warrant until they released me. Then they searched car and purse, no consent, and it was in the warrant, and they didn't read my rights. Took pictures, fingerprints, and I said, I do not consent. Okay, so my question is this to you guys. What do you guys do about this type of stuff? I mean, there's plenty of remedies for you. You got lawsuits that you can do. We got injunctions that we can do. We got quo warrantos that we can do. I mean, all of these remedies are at your hand and at your defense, but you have to be able to assert your rights in these matters, right? So, had an electronic signature machine and stopped the machine. He said he wasn't done, and the judge said it's good enough and wouldn't let him resign. Told him it was a mistake to not have an attorney. And that's how they gonna play you. Because now, and I'm saying that not in no disrespect, it's because now you're coming in here asking a question, and they know that you don't know how to assert your right. And they always gonna have the leverage on ignorance because you can't assert your rights. And if you can't assert a right, it's just as if they don't exist. And now, if you don't assert a right, that means you fully comply with everything that is going on in the first place. And so that's the actual situation that we have to deal with a lot, right? That's what we deal with. What's up, Richard? You got a question?
Yeah, you were saying that we could ask questions for the group, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, so one of the things that's always been on my mind that I want to know if y'all know is what's the main thing y'all supposed to do? What's y'all main objective when going to court?
So the question is asked, what is the main objective to do when going to court? Let's see what kind of answers we get.
Get the case dismissed.
I mean, ideally, but sometimes that doesn't always work in your favor.
Assert your right.
What's the main objective when going to court?
Stay in honor.
Okay. Anybody else?
To enforce.
What was that?
To enforce.
Enforce what?
Whatever reason we're going to court for, or whatever it is we.
Your rights. Yeah.
And how do you do that? How do you go about doing that?
I would have to get back on that answer. I'm still learning, but I would assume that would be my reason for going to enforce whatever it is that needs to be enforced on my behalf.
All right, one more answer. We got
Mm-hmm.
one more answer. Anybody?
Exercise your legal and lawful rights and remedies, and reserve your rights when you're going in to tender or settle any obligations.
Okay. That was some good, great answers. It wasn't exactly what I was looking for, but definitely some great answers. What I was thinking about predominantly when I enter court or have any affairs with any court is just to preserve the record.
Facts.
That's it.
Preserve the record is what we want to do. Preserve the record and to ensure due process of law. Those are the two main things to do at all times. Somebody said, Eric, can you give us an example what you would say to the judge when you get in front of the judge? Last time I was in the front of the judge, they called up my name, had to come sit there, and they said, well, how do you plea? I said, well, I'm not actually here to quite make a plea at this point until all evidence and jurisdiction has been proven. And he said, oh, well, would you like to take this to trial? I said, of course. And he said, okay, well, we're just going to say not guilty. And that was it. I walked out, and I had all my motions and everything already filed, and that was it. I'm not finna go in here and argue with what these people think. See, because a lot of people got a mixed feelings about, political status, the straw man, the this and that. But I know what they don't have mixed feelings about is emotional production. You know what I'm saying? They don't have mixed feelings about due process of law and showing and proving what needs to be proved, answering certain questions that has to be answered through discovery. See, they don't got mixed feelings about due process or the rule of law or procedures of the court. Ain't no mixed feelings in that. That's when they actually get scared. They like, oh. And so, and I told him, I literally said, I said, well, he asked me like in the midst of the plea, and I was like, well, based upon the violation of due process of law, then he just kind of looked up at me, like, okay, I don't have people come in here talking about due process of law. So I said, based upon due process of law, then you can say not guilty. And that's it. So they're gonna look at it and like, okay, I know what we're dealing with. And mind you, now listen, because this is real. Like when I left there, he asked me about the two cases, like because the court dates is wrong, and that's why I always say like we serve a greater force, and the two of the dates was wrong on two of the tickets. They kicked those out. So by them kicking one of those out automatically, which was the cause of action, rest of it is considered fruit of the poisonous tree. And see, you have to know this. You have to be on top of this type of stuff. So when that happened, I was just like, okay, cool. Like whatever they feel like, they gonna do, they gonna try to do. My thing is, man, I'm just trying to get home. Cause mind you, the baby could pop out any day at this time. So I really don't care to even deal with these people, but it is what it is. And so when I get home, I get the actual two, where they said they basically dismissed those two, and they was wanting me to come back for failure to register the tag for my truck. And, I sent another motion in saying that it basically needs to be dismissed because the cause of action was dismissed, and that's fruit of the poisonous tree. And it's just that simple. And also that we haven't had a hearing on any form of production or anything that I'm asking for from the court. And so Like I say, I put all these motions in and everything like that. I was literally the last one to go in court, and they had like 3 or 4 different prosecutors there calling up people names, trying to bring us to the back. So the lady brought me to the back, and she said, "Hey, how do you want to handle this?" I said, "It needs to be dismissed." She said, "You sure you don't want to pay?" I said, "Why would I pay about something that y'all are violating due process?" I said, if you dismiss the cause of action, why would I pay for anything that followed after that?" And she said, "Oh, those were dismissed." I said, "Yes, it was." She said, "Okay, I'm gonna go back up here to the judge and set this up there and see what happens." Right? Now, they get up there, place all those papers up there, which they haven't read. I don't care if they read them or read them or not. I don't care. Because the point is, I wanted to do exactly what the brother said, is preserve the record. So preserve the record. I already done that. I've already stated everything that need to be on there. Now, the fact that we are in the midst of a trial without me receiving any form of hearing from the things that I made a motion for, I didn't receive any form of discovery or anything like that. So even if they would have said, "Okay, we find you guilty and you have to pay such and such," and I would have did an appeal, and immediately I would have won because it was failure of what?
Failure due process.
Due process. We never had a hearing on any form of motions that I have. There was no evidence shown or proven that was given to me. The evidence has to be given to me. And there was none given to me. So therefore, where we at? You see what I'm saying? Like, that was the main thing. So, but anyway, when I got, like, they dismissed it anyway, but because I couldn't win. You're not gonna win. I'm not paying you anything. And like I tell you guys all the time, the person with the lowest IQ is the first on the scene when it comes to law. The person with the lowest IQ about law is the first on the scene. Do you actually think that they got everything right when it comes to due process? Especially when it's a money-hungry city or county, and this is how they make their money, by literally making you having to pay all these fines and fees. Bro, they don't care how they get it. They just want to get it. They don't care about violating. That's the reason why they so used to people coming up in there or just not showing up. Like they used to people like myself who write this type of stuff that you ain't gonna show up. So they smile at that because they like, "Oh, he ain't gonna show up. We finna definitely get a warrant out on his arrest. Then we get to create a whole full bond with that. Man, we finna get paid." That's what's gonna happen. But when you start truly understanding that everything is by procedure, they took an oath to follow these procedures. It's my job to assert the procedure. That's it. Now, when I do that, well, if you a firm believer and knower of God, then guess what? All I got to do is just persevere through this time, and I've already won because the law and the truth is on my side. If you know about energy, well, the law and truth will always serve its purpose. Stand on it.
Amen to that.
And we win.
Amen. Amen.
That's the most simplest thing about it. Yeah, it can seem like it's a little intimidating and things like that, but for the record, like for real, guys, it ain't nothing to speak or say to these people, man. Like y'all, they'll go in there and try to trip you up and get you to talk. Man, listen, I already filed all my motions and everything that need to be filed. I will ask you the same damn questions. I will literally read my motions in court. Well, what is it that you have to say? I'm finna read everything off my paper, so I ain't got to be tripped up knowing about whatever. This is what I'm asking. See what I'm saying? Somebody said, "Do you ask them to produce the bond and settle the account and use the bonds to pay fees and send you a check for the remainder?" I heard someone say, "Yeah, but you don't ask. You do it through motions. Tell them to produce it." See, all you got to do is know what to say. So if you want the bonds, et cetera, and all of this type of stuff like people need to say, then say, "Hey, this needs to be shown to you through production." You can also say, "Hey, well, show me that this is not what was the key word I used? Like, it's not basically built in making revenue, and it's more standing on law. And the way they have to show that is and prove is that they don't make any money off this, because if they're making money off this automatically excuses the judge and anybody else that has something to do with it, right? That's the type of things that you have to start saying that needs to be done, right? So emotion of production, you got your affirmative defense, you got a motion of admission, motion to interrogatory motions, all of that. You got motion of depositions to where, okay, let me sit down and ask these people questions. They don't want you to start asking questions about how and where this money goes, man. Listen, they finna get you up out of there because you're going to expose the court. And their job is to protect the secrecy of the courts and everything else. So in order for them to do that without having to produce it, it's just best for us to dismiss this case because he's getting on down into too much of what we got going on. Right? I think somebody else got their case dismissed the last time when they said they told them to show proof that their speed gun was calibrated. They can't. And guess what? If they didn't calibrate it that day,
Smell of boy.
it's over with. You know what I mean? So it's just to be mindful of what and how we move with that. Produce these things, produce everything, produce. You have standing authority to sit in that seat today. You got all these rights that belongs to you and that you have to assert. And emotion can be made for anything, to be honest with you. So don't limit your emotions to just what you think. You can motion for whatever you want to. I need to see the city books to see how this counter relates. I also need to see, okay, since you said issuing driver's license and insurance or putting tags on the car, this ensures the safety of, okay, so let's see how many people who has these things have had wrecks. I need a production of that as well, so we can assure that this is for safety, the public safety. Now we starting to get too technical. You see what I'm saying? We starting to get too technical now. So since we getting too technical, we don't want these problems. We're gonna need to dismiss this case. Call the officer and tell him don't show up. That happens a lot. This happens pretty much almost every time for me. Hey man, make sure you call the officer and tell him do not show up for this case. Officer be in the back the whole time. Hey man, stay back here. You don't come in here. It's just how it rolls, man. But it's just you knowing what to do, what to say, how to move. And the only way that's gonna happen is if you study the rule of law and how they're supposed to operate. And now you can just take it from there and manipulate what needs to be done from that point on based upon their own violations, because they're the one that has to be perfect and get it right, not you. And all we got to do is find one thing, right? One thing. Lisa Carter, what's up?
Hello, how's everybody doing today?
We're doing pretty
Can you
good.
hear
How
me?
about yourself?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. So I was looking at your video, and the one that you said they took my truck, and because my friend got into a situation where they they gave her 8 tickets and towed her truck and everything. So I looked at your video, wrote her motions and things into the court. So I put everything in the court for her. She had her court date. But in her court, when she went to court, it was crazy. It's in a small little borough here, so it's not like in a little. It's a little city of their own. But they cleared out the entire courthouse. Like nobody was in the courthouse but her, the judge, the arresting officer, and the arresting officer bought what I assume was a lawyer with him, because he was saying to him, listen, we're going to go through this court. We're going to see how we can handle this. We're going to see who she bring in here. And I just need you to sit in the back and listen, because this might go further than we think it is going to go. So anyway, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
So the judge starts to proceed. She asked who she was, called her up there. She went up there, and then started just doing the case, like started proceeding. She was like, whoa, I'm here by special appearance. I'm not here. I wanted to know if you looked at my motions. I want to see if you're ready to judge on my motions. Well, the judge was like, well, we don't do all that paperwork, schmaker work here, like all that paperwork, schmaker work. I'm like, what does that mean? But anyway, she said that. And she was like, I saw some of your paperwork, and we don't do those types of motions here. That's not what we hear here. Like, I don't have the capacity to hear those types of motions. And she was like, so I automatically just put you in for a non-guilty plea. And she was like, well, I didn't need you to plead for me. I don't need you to give me any legal advice or plead for me or anything. I came to see if you were ready to judge on my motions. So then she just nixed everything off and went on into proceeding. As for I did a motion to get the evidence, like the cameras, the footage from the stop and all of that stuff. So the officer came with his own private little video on his phone to show to not on his phone, on his computer, to show to the judge. So he actually showed the stop and the initiation, what made him stop her and run her plate. Well, run her plate and then stop her. So he showed the video, and the judge was looking at the video. He was like, as you can see, there's snow on the ground, and she slipped ahead and didn't stop when she was supposed to. So obviously she was going at a speed that didn't allow her to stop when she was supposed to. As you can see, she's across the line where the pedestrian line. So the judge looks at the video, and she was like, oh, you said that she slipped. You said that there was snow. I don't see any snow on the ground. He was like, well, it was wet. It was wet on the ground. And she was like, well, you know what? Close this up and take this back. Go on back over there and sit down. The video did not show anything to what he was saying. He didn't have anything. Only evidence he bought was that video and the evidence of her driving record, which she was like, that's irrelevant. I object. That's irrelevant. I told her she shouldn't have went into anything else other than trying to see if she was going to rule on her motions or whatever. But it didn't happen that way. She left the court. Okay, so this fast forward, she leaves the court. They send her all of her everything that she got found guilty of. So it started out with 8 tickets and a fraudulent warrant. They sent a warrant to her like 2 days before her 30 days was up for her to come and put in, answer the tickets. The judge looks at this warrant and says, this warrant didn't come from my office. I don't know where this warrant came from. And she was like, well, it was sent to me. As you can see, it was sent to my address. It was sent to me. She was like, well, I don't know where that. Maybe you have something somewhere else, but that warrant didn't come from us. So that's fraudulent. So anyway, fast forward, she gets home. They send her these the citations that she got found guilty of. So I told her to put in a motion to vacate the judgment. And a motion to stay. Well, she went up there to put in the motion to stay and the motion to vacate. The judge was like, Well, we don't normally file those motions here. You can't file that here. And she was like, why? He said, because of what it says. You said in your motion to vacate that I didn't have all the evidence in front of me, or you didn't get all the evidence.
That's
She was
what I
like,
was
I
about
did.
to say in the first place, that they showed evidence that she was never able to receive, even though she did a motion of production. So that right there alone is violation of due process. But keep going.
Yes. So then the judge was, and then the judge, I mean, then I also put in there that the judge didn't, she saw that everything that she saw in the motions never was produced in the court. And she was like, well, you can't file that here. I'm not allowed to, I don't have the ability to file that. And she was like, well, aren't you a court of law? And she was like, well, and then she asked her, how does she know? I mean, she said that, I'm sorry, I'm getting confused with what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when she read the motion to vacate, and it said that the case was defected because evidence was removed from the record that she filed, and that she didn't get all the information that she asked for. She said, I didn't say that the paperwork wasn't in there. It's on the recording. She was like, I recorded it. It's on the recording. She told her she wasn't allowed to record. She was like, well, I told you I was recording, which she did. When she came to court, she said, for my protection and your protection, I'm going to record this proceeding. She didn't object. She didn't say she couldn't. So now she's mad that she recorded, but she was like, okay, but she took the motion to vacate. She let her file it after she said she wasn't able to file it.
So what's your question?
Oh, no, I didn't. I mean, the question is, I guess I really didn't have a question. I guess that was just the experience. Because it wasn't my experience. I just wrote all the stuff from your video for her to do.
Well, the main thing is this, like, and that's why it's always great to pay attention. They can't bring evidence into a court that was never allowed for you to see. And that means you would have to be served up on this particular evidence that they're saying that they have against you, especially when you motion for it as well. And that's a violation of due process. When stuff like that happens to me, or if it was to happen to me, I would have sent a notice of liability to the actual judge as well, because of letting them know, hey, you're under oath. And you are supposed to be, protecting in the due process, regardless. You don't have to say the Constitution, just say due process. And that right now you are violating due process, right? Because you are allowing illegal procedures to take place. And since this is dealing with, and you should have said, okay, well, if you don't have the capacity to hear or do these things, then that means this court lacks what?
Jurisdiction.
It lacks jurisdiction. So for you to say you don't have the capacity to hear a motion, well, is this even a real freaking court? Like, what are we doing?
I'm sorry. She asked that question. She was like, is this a real court? Oh, she was like, well, are you operating as an administrative court, or what kind of court is this? There was absolutely nobody in the entire courthouse, not in the courtroom, in the entire courthouse. And they opened the door for her like they were opening a door for somebody that was walking on the red carpet or something. Like, hi, come on in. Like that. It was really weird.
I mean, they do that
I've
type
never
of stuff,
seen
though, and they just wanted to see how much what does she know and how far is she gonna go with it. But again, it's just, she could have literally objected to the evidence. The evidence has not been shown or given to the defendant party to show after the motion was requested for the production of this video, etc. This violates due process. Like, when you start just talking it to them like that, like, you ain't even got to mention nothing to them in a way that, you see what I'm saying, that happened. Like, And then when you don't have a court recorder and stuff like that, that's why you still supposed to go write an objection and make sure that it's filed on the record. It goes all the way back to what we said earlier: is preserve the record no matter what. And now
Right.
immediately you got a tort claim on this actual individual, or you can do it under 42 USC 1983 because it's a violation of formal civil rights as well, and also 18 USC 242, which means that they are deliberately using color of law, right?
Yes.
To take away rights. So you could have literally specified that in a notice of liability to them as well, and let them know that if they don't correct this matter immediately, then that these people are going to be held and responsible for them. And now that also show they no longer have any immunities because they are operating outside of their actual boundaries and domain when it comes to being under the law, immunities under the law. So I
So
mean, it's just certain things like that that you get to say and do. Also keep things for, your own record, of course, but they like I say, they didn't give me shit. So I know what that's like. And I was just like, okay, say less. I mean, I know for me, I'm not finna argue with him. I didn't say nothing. I knew it was violation. Even now, when I requested, like, I went back and requested these specific things, even if I had to pay for it or whatever the case may be. Look, guess what? My case then dismissed now. Like, it's not dismissed, but disappeared. It's no longer there on the record for them anymore. Like, we don't have this case anymore. What do you mean you don't have the case? You have my time and me coming down here doing all this stuff, but guess what? I got something from you guys to show that this case existed because you sent me something in the mail.
exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
they'll play the game with you and then a lot of them try to find a way to get out of it, especially when they know you know enough to get them in trouble. So they try to find ways to manipulate it, get out of it, and things like that. But for the most part, she did great. But that would have been the same question I asked immediately when they were showing the evidence. Objection, Your Honor. The defendant party has not been able to see the evidence after request through motion, which you said that you didn't have the right to grant me a motion. So how are they able to bring evidence in the court when you don't have the right to grant anything? It seems like.
Right. Yep. And then I told her that she told her in there that she was giving the officer legal advice because every time he went to say something, she was like, "Oh no, don't say that right now. Just wait, just let her." And then she treated it like it was like okay, you can't ask me any questions. You ask the questions directly to him, and he'll cross-examine and he'll ask you the question. Like, what? What are we doing in here? I didn't. That was the weirdest court procedure I had ever seen, heard about, or
You said
anything.
it was a small town anyway, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Well, there you go. That's what they do.
Yeah. Yeah, they got family. She looked them up. It was like, it's like it's in the family. The whole family is just working throughout the whole system up there.
Right. That's what they do. So
That's
But
so I'm gonna do the
buddy thing, but when people assert their rights in law, they all have their day and time. It does come.
Right. So the notice of liability, because I just did the notice to vacate, and that's the one that she really tried to deter her from filing. She did not want her to file that notice to vacate. So, so the notice of liability, I'm gonna have her do that one and put those codes in there that you just mentioned.
Well, keep pushing. Don't let off of it because they are definitely wrong in the manner. Matter of fact, you ain't even got to get them no notice of liability. They done already did what they gonna do. You can go ahead and go right into suing. You can do an injunction on the matter. You can ask them you can do a quo warranto to ask them what gives them the delegation of authority to hold office in the manner under ultra-virus acts that they are doing. It's a lot of ways that you can go at that for sure. But the main thing is if they already judged on it, make sure you appeal it.
It's in the appeal court right now. Yep. I did the appeal I did the motion to vacate first, and then I did the notice of appeal.
Right. Because that's just a sign of exhausting all remedies throughout their court. But again, she's not gonna answer to anyone. She's not gonna yay or nay to any of it. She didn't even. But that's crazy. Like, how stupid can she be to literally say she don't have the capacity or power to grant you your emotions, but will literally grant them to enter in evidence. It's literally okay. So if they're gonna enter into these evidence, and I put it in a motion of production to see these damn evidence before we have trial or court or any case, what are we doing here?
Exactly. I didn't understand it either. It's the
That's
weirdest.
wild. But again, like I said, this is why it's important for us to know the law, to assert our rights, because this is what we're dealing with. And remember, y'all voted for these people. Y'all put these people in office. So why the hell y'all ain't holding these people accountable? You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying it about with everybody. Everybody thinks that it starts at the president's. No, it don't start up there with Trump them, man. It starts literally with every officer, with every judge, with every prosecutor, with every clerk, with all of them. It starts with them. Them are the ones that sitting up here ruling on your life, whether they want to take your life or not. Take your property and all of this type. That's who caused you the hardest times. Y'all ain't worried about a damn tariff tax or none of that, but you are worried about if you got a warrant issued out on you, like you just said. And she said, "Oh, well, this didn't come from my office, but it's got their office name written all over it."
Right. I was like, what?
You know what I mean? So that's the situation with us. That's why it matters that we get in here, men, women, head of household, whatever. I even say this: the ministries, churches, y'all better get on this type of stuff, man. Y'all keep asking for tithes. They taking y'all tithes through these damn traffic tickets and shit. Excuse my language, but I'm for real. Y'all need to get on y'all job. Y'all want them tithes to come in. You want the building fund to be paid and all of that. You better start getting our people right with the law so our money can go in the destination that it needs to go in. Otherwise, they taking it.
And this is the final thing I wanted to say, and then I yield. So after she finally let her file the motion to vacate, then the clerk of court gave her all of the information that she needed to send to DMV to get the judgment reversed on her DMV record until it.
She didn't already suffered. No, I'm saying she didn't already suffered. My point is, it's not too late in her to go make a claim based upon fraud that has happened. But I'm saying she's already suffered.
Yes. Yeah.
The harm has been done. Ain't no going back trying to. Yeah, you still gotta pay for the bull y'all done did.
Oh yeah, in fact. Oh yeah, it's a lawsuit after that. Oh yeah, it's federal court after the appeal.
This just reminds me of what happened with Sade and the other lady that the judge told him, like, hey, that was wild. She said she don't got time to go over y'all paperwork, your case. She don't got time for that. She deal with other cases that are more serious. She just happened to be filling in, and that she gonna judge on behalf of the plaintiff, and told y'all to appeal it, and then warned the plaintiff that if they appeal this, they gonna win. What kind of what? Man, that's wild. Like, why would you even do that's the part, man. We got some serious work to do, y'all. That's I'm just being for real. We got some serious work to do. And it's gonna take everybody. I don't care if you're operating from treaties or you're operating from whatever, just a constitutional loan, whatever, it doesn't matter. They all dealing with it in the same manner, and we have to make sure we assert that right in every aspect, right? And we do have work to do. So we ain't got time to be lazy. Me personally, man, I don't got time to be in no club, none of that. Listen, we'll celebrate on the win. I'll catch y'all at a feast or a good ball based upon a great win and a huge lawsuit and stuff like that we didn't want. We'll party for sure then, but right now, I don't got the time. For real. It's too much going on right now. It's too much of them trying to take. And then we worried about what Trump's saying to the president of Ukraine and all of that. But here we are dealing with this. Man, I could care less, y'all. We got other stuff to be doing. Real talk. All right, I'm gonna get in two more questions, guys. Two more good questions. Anybody got a question for the group? Sade, you got your hand back up. What's up?
Yeah, I just had a quick question about the lady you was just talking to, where you said that she would just need to take it, just get ready to sue for a remedy and all that stuff that happened with her. So she would just take it to the federal court, right? Not the common
I mean,
police
she
court,
can.
like if
It
it
just
wasn't
depends on how you
permissible.
want to sue. You can take it to the federal court based upon federal violations, and then you have to stick to
hmm
those federal questions, or you can take it to the state court based upon the state court violations, because they still violated the Constitution of the state too. You just have to choose which one you want to do and bring that cause of action based upon the violation, whether it was the state or the federal. Doesn't matter. Either or
I
is
look,
fine.
Okay,
when I
go
look at
ahead.
my, I'm sorry to just, so when I look at my court procedures here, the court procedures for appeal and stuff, it says I have to go appeal it through the court that it was at first to the
Right. She
common
said, but
pleas, and then
she's talking about like a tort claim.
oh,
Yeah,
I
now you can
apologize.
you can go through the appeal process for that specific situation, but when it comes to the harm and damages that was done to you in court by due process, etc., you can either take that to the federal by violation of the Fourth Amendment, or whatever the same violation in the state has to say about due process and stuff like that as well. Well, Fourth and Fifth Amendment, but whatever the state has that is similar to the same exact thing, you can take it to the state and you can use the state law. So it's just up to you which law you want to use. If you take it to federal, it has to be from a federal question, so you have to use it. Since every judge is bound by oath of the U.S. Constitution, then you can use the U.S. Constitution, and you have to do it in a federal court. Or if you're going to use the state court, then use the state. Totally up to you.
Is
Right.
there
So
easier?
when I was in the it's still in the municipal court or whatever. Like he only is making an order stating that I never appeared for the second time, which I didn't because I already told him that I didn't get it in the mail, and he won't reschedule or anything like that. So even though he's only given the order and not a final decision on it, can I still go to the appeal courts with it after I done preserved the record and got everything I need to get on there, or like?
You can still go if you got time to appeal. Like, yeah, you still can go to appeal the court for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. What about removing municipal court cases to circuit court when they unlawfully characterize it as criminal? Well, they automatically see that any form of trafficking tickets, etc., is considered a form of criminal. Some states might say civil, but for the most part, they go at it as a criminal aspect. But yeah, if you can prove they don't have jurisdiction, then you can move it. Like if that person said the municipal court said they don't have the capacity to do such and such, well, it should have been okay. I need a motion to revenue to move this case to whatever particular court that you know that has the right to hear these particular things. So you could do that. But yes, you do have a right. Let's see. For mortgages, if I want to file a tort claim for slander of title with a servicer and law firm, would that be federal tort claim? It'll be federal if you are dealing with them from as a diversity of citizenship. Otherwise, you have to file it in the actual state that the actual mortgage was done. All right. Let's see. One more question from you good people. Who got a good question for us? Last of the Mohicans. All right. So, I guess I'll have a question for you guys. I want 3 different ways. Nah, give me 2. Let's just go 2. Give me 2 different ways to literally discharge a mortgage note?
With another promissory note.
International Bill of Exchange.
Okay, that's the same answer in the same sense. So somebody said with another promise to pay or a bill of international bill of exchange. And what's the other?
Set off.
And that set off would inquire what though? What would make the set off happen?
Damages inquired, and you kind of offsetting it from whatever they're claiming that you owe them,
Based on
um, the breach of contract, whatever damages you're quantifying your fees.
So
Yeah.
breach of contract, based upon any violations or breach of contract as well. So a lot of people put conditional acceptance, but in your conditional acceptance, you are asking them to provide certain things. A lot of you guys think that you're going to, well, they're going to give me the note. They can never give you the note because under UCC 3-604, it says that if they voluntarily give it to you, that it is destroyed. So you're never going to get the original note because that would incline that it's destroyed. All right. Number two, it's literally just finding anything that is defective or non-disclosed to you as well. A lot of it is obligations of performance because they refuse to perform. If I ask for certain things to be given and done, because remember, the creditor is subject to all claims of the debtor, regardless. And if you ask these things and for certain forms of production of these things and they never give you the full transparency of everything that you're asking for, then you can consider that contract to be null and void and do a full rescission on the contract to return yourself as the harmed party back to its original state and receive any form of damages, etc., that has been done. All right? So that is what it takes to fully understand. Well, I appreciate you guys' time. Do not forget about the upcoming events that we do have. And June the 20th, which is really around the corner, we will be in Seattle, Washington with the People's Private Bank. Do anyone of y'all want to ask me, y'all got any questions on that before I leave? Get up out of here? Just in case you're interested or whatever, I'll answer a few. I think I kind of covered it pretty good for you guys last time. Well, overall, I hope this helps you guys out just to be able to talk this out and just see different ways to do things in a manner to carry yourself. Guys, don't let nobody trick you and not going to court because they not going to come get you if they put a warrant out for you. They not going to help you do a damn thing. And don't believe anybody that say, oh, I don't show up to court like that. Well, I do this, and that. Okay? All right.
Got it.
Don't let nobody trick y'all. Don't do it. All right. So appreciate you guys as always. And Wednesday, y'all be ready to come in class and learn. Just had to see where y'all was at on our conversations, Q&A here today. And man, y'all continue to be servants of God. Study the law. Let it make you prosperous and successful in life. And the only way to do that is literally to study. Time plus consistency equals growth. The more time you put into this, the more consistent with this, you're going to grow fluently in it, the language and everything. And you're going to literally seek and have remedies and all kind of stuff. Because I told you, every day that you walk outside and go anywhere, somebody is going to violate you in some shape, form, or fashion, and they have no idea. Matter of fact, when the pandemic went down, bro, we should have had about 1 million lawsuits going on just about every company, everybody. 1 million different lawsuits. One of my experiences, I was in Hobby Lobby looking for something, and I ain't had no mask on. You could just imagine everybody looking at me crazy. What the hell you got going on? Like, you ain't got no mask on. I'm looking at them crazy like, y'all sick. Something wrong with y'all. Y'all should have stayed at home. You should have stayed in the bed. walking around with that mask on. And I said the whole entire time, y'all think people put masks on and they became clean. Bruh, people is filthy and nasty. A mask did not make them clean. None whatsoever. But I just remember this one guy walking up to me and, hey, you have to leave. You don't got a mask on. I looked at him and I said, so you really want to violate me? You want to violate my rights today? And he was like, oh, nope. Have a nice day. And that was it. I know you don't want to go there. But I've seen doctors. I've seen people that's going to school, military, about to graduate, all kind of stuff that they were not going to be able to receive another paycheck or wasn't going to be able to graduate or all kind of stuff until I asserted their rights for them. So I acted as a ministry advisor over them, and I sent letters in to them and made sure they still got paid, still was able to go to work, still didn't have to have no mask on, still got to graduate, still got to go to school, all kind of stuff. They can't, and you got to think about how many people riding around in the car by themselves with a mask on. Boy, yeah, we worried about you. We are worried about you. Mental health is a real thing. We should have checked everybody that had one on. I get it if you sick, but God made this great fresh air for us. But my point of me saying this is that, like, there should have been a lot of lawsuits going on, seriously. But people don't know their rights to assert their rights. And a lot of you got poked in the arm. And a lot of people got sick. A lot of people was placed on that machine and could no longer breathe for themselves. And then they took you off too fast and they died. It happened to a couple of people that I personally know. So we really should have a lot to do about this type of stuff. So, man, I just really want to say, man, we got a lot to get back to. But I appreciate you guys' time as always. Peace, love, and law to you guys. And I'm excited. I'm ready to get out of here and get to Seattle so I can see family, see friends, and eat some good food because I eat all kind of good food up there. So, but yeah, the other good stuff they got up there. But y'all have a great one, man. I hope this served y'all a purpose. If you had to rate this today, what would you rate it?
Off the charts.
Thousand millions, man. Thousands.
Million.
Infinity.
Y'all have a great one. We out of here.
Peace.